Poser Gloves here, and this is the last video in the Sytrus from the ground up. Well, I may have just stated something that's completely not true. If there's another video after this, clearly not the last one. But as for now, what I anticipate, and we're just going to do some general sound design. So first, let's come in here. Let's just make a cool, quick bell sound. Bell sounds are pretty simple. And actually, let's go through a few of the presets. So we have pads, and we'll kind of make some observations here. So we have these pads. Now, they're doing FM. I'm assuming that you've looked at FM from my FM from the ground up tutorial series. In the sound design with, I'm going to be doing FM, and probably, very likely that it will be in there because that's one of the main features of this. So you're going to want to know about FM and watch that series. As you can see, they have a lot of filters going on. Operator 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 5 are all going. However, 3 and 4 are just modulators. No, they're coming out. All 4 of them are coming out. And operator 1 and 2 look kind of crazy. And they've created this nice pad thing using the various filters. And in the effects, they have order 1 unison, and the reverb is on. So let's go ahead and make some patches. I don't even know. Looking at this stuff's great and all, but let's just make some patches. So, okay, so here is our sound. Now, one of the things you could do right off the bat, it's really easy to do, is we can make some sort of a portamento-y bell sort of trap sound thing. It's really simple. Turn it on. Open up a state file. Open up the portamento. Now that you've watched all these videos. Portamento basic. And in a few seconds, we could turn... we'll keep it, send the reverb out on the effects. We'll turn the reverb on, turn the chorus off, and turn the volume up a bit, turn the decay up a bit. So this is kind of cool. Now on the portamento, let's turn that on. It is on. Okay, so we just need to make it a bit longer. On the effects, it's a bit loud. Turn this up. Turn the decay down to like maybe 2 seconds. Now, it's on the volume. That's freaking why it's not working. Okay, so, I've made that mistake like 4 times in this series or something like that. This is the mistake of mistakes for this. So basic, click OK. Now rappers will sometimes, or just these trap beats will have these really long sort of wimpy winery type things. They'll do junk like that. So that's okay. So there's our first patch. Let's try and make some sort of a nice piano type deal. So that's the default patch that opens up. We're not going to make anything like, well, we can make a big lead chord. I've made growls in the past, so I'm not going to make a growl in this one. And I'll have a whole, in my sound design with series, that'll be like the first thing I approach anyways. Probably. So I can't just say things for sure when I haven't done them yet. So, okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's make some sort of we could go for some strings. Strings would be kind of interesting. What we could do on 1 is make it a saw wave. We have the glorious thing. And because we're just working on a sound, I can turn my oversampling up for now. And let's turn our volume modulator on. And let's do it on the correct operator. You know what I'm saying? It's going to pretty much reach the level for a sort of I'm going for a string-like patch. And so they're going to have chorusing on them quite a bit. So we're going to send it out the effects. Have a little bit of the dry out. That already sounds like an 80s patch, but we're going to take this down and the speed down. We're going to take the depth and speed. Why is this the chorus depth? Why is it labeled OP? I don't even get it. These are synthetic strings, so I'm not going for like the realistic type strings. So we turn on, I'm going to turn the decay up to leave it at 2 seconds. I have no idea why it grows so fast, but I wonder what the top throw is. 20 seconds, so that's a lot. So we're gonna leave it around there, around 2 seconds. 1.8. What the heck? So I want my strings to have bass, you know. So I'm gonna come over here, output around the same relationship. I'm gonna bring this down an octave, and I'm gonna make this one a maybe not a complete song. I have this weird envelope. I have a weird envelope somewhere. Is it the dampening? Nope. Keyboard. My keyboard mapping is on. It's this envelope. I'm going to hold down Control to move it a little bit. Hold down Alt to not snap to grid. So I need to take this and also, there we go. So I want it to sound a little more, I'm going to add some unison. Which is kind of cool. And on there, let's see, what does it need? We could add a little bit of randomness, not like a ton. On the volume, just add some volume randomness. Strings have a huge dynamic range too, which is something that I'm not going to account for really. So on the volume, let's add a little bit of pitch randomness too. Oh, that's way too much pitch randomness. Random. Move it up just a smidge. If you're wondering how I zoomed in like that, it's Alt. Alt can do it. It's a little out of tune, but I kind of want that. Okay. I want it on both. That sounds kind of cool. So that's kind of interesting sound deal thing we got going on. Now this is a string patch, so it's kind of difficult. Things can get quite touchy when we're moving. We could create large variations very easily in a patch like this. It's sort of up to our vision and what we want. There's so many patches though that have things like that, and that's like what they do. We could output it to a filter. And instead of outputting one up here, we could output the effect up there, and we could output a filtered version down here. And okay, so we got it going through filter 1. Filter 2, let's put 2 out here too. 2. So come to our filter. Now what we could do is we could create an envelope that's got a really long attack and sort of settles on a high and release it on a high. I don't want a person to necessarily reach the attack. So you see, we could just, I mean, if I were trying to make, wow, flat makes a big difference there. More sort of a filter that builds in. It'd be kind of a neat riser, really long riser. And then, of course, something that might be, it's just a neat thing. So kind of cool. We created a neat little thing. It's pretty simple thing. I went crazy on the distortion earlier. And when, again, sound design with, I'll have some more in particular goals going after. So if you have any questions, let me know. Hopefully this series was worth your time. I hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe and have a blessed day.